Up next, Briana Lawrence from Illinois, illustrator and cosplay enthusiast. Her upcoming work, magnifiqueNOIR, the story of black, queer, magical girls who save the world with the power of friendship, glitter, and fantastic hair. Please welcome Briana Lawrence.
So this is from the third chapter called The Girl in Purple. In that moment, as the creature formerly known as Kev looked down at her, many thoughts circulated through Bree's head. The first thought was one she shut down immediately. This never would have happened if she just said yes. She wasn't about to blame herself for the monstrous situation she was facing, even when the creature sneered at her and asked, "Bet you wish you would have been more agreeable, huh?" The second thought she let linger, the danger her mother had warned her about. Granted, she was sure her mother hadn't meant that a literal monster would be leering at her right now. She was also sure that this wasn't the temptation that her mother had told her to resist when she first came to this college. The third and final thought was one that made the tears flow freely down her face. She was about to die. She was about to die, and it was so surreal. Gruesome monsters weren't supposed to stalk young girls and hold them up against their will like this. This was something she was supposed to hear about on TV and not experience firsthand, especially something so outrageous as a guy transforming into a monster just because a girl told him no. Just as Bree was about to shut her eyes and wait for the inevitable, something hit the monster right in its face. The creature stumbled, its one hand still pinning Bree down, the second trying to wipe its face, which was now covered in... Was that frosting? Why can't monsters like you take no for an answer? At most, Bree had hoped for some kind of law enforcement to show up, an attempt to fight the creature. Whether or not their bullets would work was debatable, but honestly, if they were able to get her to safety, that was all that mattered. Instead of men and women in uniform, Bree got a lone girl dressed in purple, white, black, and gray, complete with purple hair that sparkled like its own little galaxy. Was this actually real life right now? Who the hell are... But before the monster could finish, something was thrown at its face again. Were those cupcakes? Was she throwing cupcakes? While the creature was distracted, the girl walked over to Bree. "Are you all right?" The short answer was no. The long answer was hell no. Bree hoped that her face conveyed all of her feelings on the situation, because there was no time to explain her absolute fear and confusion over what was going on. Being attacked by an inhuman creature was one thing, but being saved by a sparkly girl in purple? "You fat bitch!" The girl in purple smiled sweetly at the monster in front of her. Unrealistic situation or not, Bree had seen people smile like that after having insults hurled at them. This creature was twice this girl's size, but that smile made one thing perfectly clear. This creature was about to die. Painfully. "What was that?" the girl asked. "You heard me. No one told you to interfere." Bree swore that everything was moving in slow motion. The girl in purple held out her hand, a bright purple energy swirling between her fingers. The power came together and created what was, indeed, a cupcake. The girl giggled and threw it at the monster, the sweet treat smacking it dead in its face for the third time. "I don't mean to criticize your technique, but I don't think that's doing anything," Bree said. The girl smiled and knelt down beside her. She held her hand out above the detached hand that was keeping Bree pinned to the ground. In seconds, colorful sprinkles began to flake off her fingers and onto the hand, burning it until it completely disintegrated. "How did you..." "I want you to get up and run." "What?" "Get up and run, now." Bree wished she were brave enough to insist that she could help, but after the night she had no problem with standing up and taking off running. As she ran, she heard the girl shouting the words, "Cupcake bomb!" followed by a loud cry of anguish from the monster. There was a loud sound, an explosion of all things, and the ground rumbled from the force of the attack. Bree stopped running to look behind her, completely ignoring the girl's demands. There was a purple cloud of smoke spreading across the sky, and it made the area smell of freshly baked goods. Cupcakes, to be exact. Did that come from that girl? Bree's anxiousness to leave was giving way to curiosity, and soon she was running back to the scene where the remains of her attacker were now scattered about the sidewalk, complete with frosting and colorful sprinkles. The frosting was actually dissolving the monster, as if wiping away any evidence of there being a monster to begin with. And there she stood, her purple rescuer, complete with high heels and sass as she asked, "Who's the fat bitch now?"